Welcome. This is a recording of adults playing or talking about tabletop games. This means that adult language and/or themes may occur within that could be seen as inappropriate for younger audiences. Thank you.
Okay, I am ready to go, so let's get this started. So where we left off last time, you all arrived on the planet Hyrokin 3 in the capital of Nerva. At the behest of... Oh, I am totally hearing reverb from my stream because I'm a dumbass and I haven't done that forever. There we go.
Oh, so we don't get to see you today? Is that what's happening?
I have my camera on. Turn it off, turn it on.
Do you have it open in OBS?
What do you mean, do I have it open in OBS?
Do you have your webcam loaded in OBS?
I use the Skype webcam in OBS.
Okay. Because that's usually what happens when something else is active on it. Right
Oh,
now.
no. The only camera is Skype. OBS is not using my camera.
Sounds like something else has control of it, but I don't know what.
Yeah, that's weird. Because like my Skype sees me fine.
I have control of it. I see everything Verci is doing.
Yep.
Him and that creepy smiley face that he's got going on there.
Yep. So unfortunately, I guess for you guys, you won't see me. But that doesn't matter as much. Maybe I'll try to fix it at the break. Anyway, so you guys arrived at Hyrokin 3 in the capital of Nerva, which is a hive planet, previously well known for its industry out in the Kronos expanse. However, due to the varying way that their government works, they've slowly been changing their planet from industry to pleasure. Particularly gambling and entertainment is their kind of expertise. And the reason that you're here is actually at the behest of an Inquisitor who has lost her recon team while they were on a delicate mission in search of a STC, which is a standard template construct. These standard template constructs were well known for holding a large and almost inexhaustible amount of information when mankind first began colonizing the stars. The rarity of these, particularly if they're intact in any way, shape, or form, is of the utmost importance to the Imperium, and that's why she sent you guys. She specifically said that it wasn't her first choice, but you guys have proven yourselves as a whole to her, and you're the best that she's got at the moment, so that's why you're there. The reason being is that her Inquisitor team that was sent to retrieve the STC has gone MIA with zero communication between them. Upon arriving, you were immediately met by a servitor, which was owned by one of the local high-end royalty houses. And from there, you were led to what is known as the Royal Colosseum, which is where all of them were celebrating the recent re-election of Lady Mari Maut. However, upon rubbing elbows with the elite of the world, y'all didn't do too hot there. A lot of politics were kind of going on, but you did make a connection with the Duke Solon Straub, which is Cecil. Met him. He's the one with the classic like World War II mustache and the mutton chops, on the side thing. And you also were introduced through him to the Duchess Carrie Calamere, who was the one that owned the servitor, and she's responsible for all trade between Hyrokin 3 and other worlds. Unfortunately, though, your main spokesperson for the night, Bjarn, got pretty plastered while he was there, and he wasn't able to accomplish all that much for you guys, even after he tried to get into Lady Mari Maut's good graces. Ultimately, though, after speaking with Lady Calamere, or Duchess Calamere, she said that she actually knew of two of the Inquisitors who were currently residing at a hospital in the nearby area. So she once again offered her services to the Imperium and got you a car and her servitor, and he drove you to that location. However, as you were going out to the car, you realized that they were packing some kind of a box, a large black box, into the trunk. But whatever, that's their business, no problem. And you began to head your way over to the hospital. However, along the way, you were suddenly ambushed by a number of people which seemed near servitor in their likeness, and they quickly attacked your car, and after a quick and fevered battle, you all succeeded, in part due to Mekog, who had been previously released of his chains by a sneaky Cecil to go ahead and follow you guys. At which point he instantly cut up a dude to pieces and flipped a car on another guy, and overall pretty good. At which point he then became your chauffeur after ripping out the seat in the car so that he could actually fit inside and drive you all to the hospital. And that is where we left off. So, you guys are driving along. You hear sirens in the distance behind you as the local militia is showing up on scene after hearing gunshots and explosions and all the fun shit that combat usually has in the Warhammer 40k universe. And Metcog, actually, you'd be surprised, even though like your car is slightly like, oh, that's right, you guys can't see, but the stream can. Even though your car is like slightly like tilted and almost grinding on Metcog's side because of the sheer amount of weight that he holds in the car, eventually you arrive at the hospital. And just for reference, so you, Steven, you know, since Zachary's a little under the weather today, Alyson is not with you at this current point in time because Alyson, in the classic way to explain why people are not here, had dysentery and was praying to the porcelain gods, which is heretical to the Emperor.
Really? I can't get something better than dysentery? Really?
Okay, you had to flick the bean all day thinking about the Emperor's image.
Fuck it, that's better than dysentery.
I didn't.
Oh
I couldn't
my.
hear Steven because he's muted, but I could totally see the wow.
I was wondering why you guys were ignoring me. I think that's way more heretical.
I don't know.
So-
They are like the future wives of the Emperor.
That's true. Yeah, they used to be called the Brides of the Emperor.
Yeah.
So as it stands now, we are in space Las Vegas, sitting outside of a
Yes.
hospital
Yes.
in a car that's being driven by a mountain, basically.
Yes.
Okay.
The Game of Thrones version, or the Warhammer 40k version of the Game of Thrones, The Mountain, is basically what you're driving your car. At that point, though, Mekog pulls up onto the curb. Unfortunately, traffic laws don't really apply to Mekog too much, so he kind of like hops the curb a little bit, and like, you know, so like his side of the car is actually up on the curb of the side of the sidewalk up to the hospital, and he goes, right, here you go. I'm gonna go and see if Alyson's okay. I heard her screaming a lot in her bedroom, so I need to make sure that she's not dying down there. I'll bring her here as soon as possible. And then he looks over at Bjarn, and he goes, and, sorry, boss, but, I think it was the right move, right? And, like, he kind of gives, like a double thumbs up. And, like, Bjarn kind of looks at him and just, like, sighs heavily and goes, it's okay, Mekog, and, like, slaps him on his shoulder. Mekog doesn't even really realize that's happening because his pain receptors just don't quantify something
Not
that...
at this point.
Yeah, it's beyond minimal bumping. Which point the three of you get out and proceed inward to the hospital. And then you hear the screeching and the as like the car like finally gets off the curb and peels away off into what would be where your spaceship currently is docked. So, Steven, because Zach's a little under the weather, we're going to head and say that you're kind of taking the lead on this one, since
Sure.
Bjarn is missing / I don't know what
Yeah.
his computer trouble is, but so you guys walk in. You're immediately met by a series of what look to be nurses, but kind of almost not. They have the classic like old school like nurse headdress thing, like the where it's got like the kind of the top, and it's almost like nun like. But they're all wearing like breathers over their faces, so all you can tell that the only way you can tell that they're female is because of their ample bosoms, and that's pretty much it. And their voices when they kind of talk from behind these reverbs. But you see like a desk full of them sitting there. They seem to be kind of like the classic, like when you walk into an ER, how you have those like 2 or 3 nurses at the desk kind of thing. That's what you're kind of seeing. And there's a waiting room off to the right of you where you see a couple people coughing, particularly not in the best of sorts. One person's got what seems to be a broken arm of some sort. And one of them goes, "Hello, can I help you?"
Okay, so before we start, question. The Inquisitor, did she give us a brief description of who we're looking for?
The only Inquisitor the only person that you received any information about was the lead Inquisitor on the raid, or party, whose name was Inquisitor Matthias.
Okay, so Amberly was like a head Inquisitor of a group of Inquisitors, and she sent a full-blown Inquisitor to this planet.
She sent an entire team of Inquisitors to this planet.
They're all... Okay, and the leader of that team was...
I would say that just for argument's sake, I never clarified it previously, but she sent a 8-man team of Inquisitors. All of them were Inquisitors. However, they're different rankings. You know how there's different rankings in the Inquisitor base? So, like, one was like a lieutenant, and then the rest were kind of like initiates and privates versions of the Inquisitors.
Okay, so like a full-blown Inquisitor and then his like retinue, kind of?
His retinue, yeah.
Cool.
Kind of like basically he got a choice of his team for this mission, and so that's what is along with him. As far as who is here, though, you know that 2 of the Inquisitors are here, but you never got any information on who.
Okay, so I guess I'll walk up to the nurse and say, we are here representing your Emperor's Inquisition, looking for some members of that organization.
She goes, "Oh, well, definitely don't want to delay the Emperor's servants. Could I just please see some identification, and I'd be more than happy to point you to someone that would know better how to assist you."
Didn't Amberly give us some little thing, like her like seal?
Amberly did not actually give you anything.
So she didn't give us anything to prove that we were on her. I thought, oh no, she gave us like a means of contacting her. I thought she gave us like a little inquisitorial seal.
Right.
So she wants to see a means of identification, and we don't got shit. Can I have Cecil Bjarn step up and say like, this is urgent business. We need to see these men. We have reason to believe people are trying to kill them.
Sure.
You don't need to see our identification.
Yeah.
Yes, just
You want him to do the Jedi trick? Sure. So yeah, Bjarn walks up and he says, and you see him like kind of pat himself, and he goes, he says, he like kind of looks at her. He goes, as you can see, we actually ran into a little trouble on our way here. Some people tried to attack us, and we must have lost our identification when our car blew up. Is there any way he's like, you obviously can see that we're really, suited. I mean, look at us. And he says, and if it's any benefit, obviously we're only looking to talk. We have no other business. And they're our friends. I mean, they're part of the Imperium with us, and particularly the Inquisition, and acting as the Inquisition. We'd be most grateful if you could help us. I'm sure someone will be along shortly with some of our supplies and possibly our identification. If you want, here's actually our Vox channel to the ship, and if you want, you can contact, and he gives Amberly's Inquisition information that you guys have had before. Basically, the interstellar Vox communication to Amberly's ship. And you'd be more than happy to speak to our superior to prove our identification. At which point she kind of gets like flustered a little bit, and let me do a roll for him because he can.
I mean, she's just a nurse.
Good enough.
Yay.
Yeah, she goes, oh, absolutely. So you said that they were part of the Inquisition, and you see her like type into her data pad a little bit, and then you see her like reach down and grab a servo skull and plug what looks like kind of like a USB into like the back socket of the brain of the skull, and she goes, the servo skull will show you to where Dr. Dobesh is. And he'd be happy to assist you. He's currently the doctor that is taking care of those 2 patients.
All right, I will nod at her, and I guess we will follow the servo skull.
Okay. So the servo skull kind of floats as servo skulls do, heads off into the hallway in front of you, and leads you actually fairly quickly directly to the right. And you see 2 doors in front of you on the left and right side, and directly to the left of you, the servo skull like bumps up against the door, and you hear its little vibro floaty thing whirl a little bit as it's pushing against the door, but can't physically manually push it hard enough to get through.
Do I see an obvious means of opening the door?
Oh yeah, it's just like one of those classic doors that can like push open either direction. It's just the servo skull has no weight to
push it open and keep walking.
Okay, so the 3 of you dive right in, so to speak, and you're immediately met by what seems to be male gentleman, about 6 feet tall. However, he's where normal, like in our normal day life, they wear like white lab coats. He's actually wearing what seems to be a black robe, and like with a hood and everything down across his body, and on his face he has a full mask on with a breather on the front and what seems to be some blue bubbling liquid on the sides that feed into like maybe like a cleansing agent or something, and then orbital kind of like probably like orbital glasses or magnifiers of some sort, all built in this match that glow blue as well. And basically you're met with like, huh? Well, if you do remember, there is a major issue with pollution.
Yeah, okay, that's all there. All right, cool.
And then also he is working in a hospital where diseases and stuff are, so he's probably taking some kind of measures against that.
But it's not like the whole planet has the bubonic plague.
Yeah, nothing like that. But you're met by this figure doing the classic like Darth Vader, you know, kind of, except for like you hear like a little bit of bubbling. And it's like he like breathes in and out. It's definitely like filtration of some sort coming from this thing. And you hear him go, "Oh, hello, puppy. Can I assist you, gentlemen?"
I'll say close enough, and then I'll say, I assume you are Dr. whatever his name was.
I am the great Dr. Dobesh. How can I assist you?
Well, Dr. Vivesh, we are looking for the Inquisitors that recently came under your care, or the Inquisitor at least.
Oh, the 2 are right beside you, and he points over to what seems to be a couple of the classic like bed gurney type things, and you see 2 males with like what seems to be millions of tubes stuck in them from different directions, and they have like the classic like reverber mask, and they're completely passed out. You also see that there's these weird like like mechanical objects that are resting on their bodies, which are kind of clear. And when you look through them, you can actually see that their internals are visible underneath of these weird machines, and their internals, and I don't know how much people know about internals, but beyond the classic like fat and tissue, in general, like your organs are kind of grayish in nature, and you can actually see that there's some kind of putrefaction on their internals, and that this machine, in some way, shape, or form, is either preventing that putrefaction from releasing, or like counteracting it, or something. But in some way, shape, or form, it's basically trying to heal them from, or prevent them from dying.
Okay.
So,
Oh yeah, if you go.
Yeah, Zach?
what's wrong with them?
Dr. DeBesh goes, oh, well, as you can see, they took a mighty dangerous slash across their bodies, probably from some kind of creature. We haven't been able to quite really discern why our healing methods are not currently working. However, we would assume that we can contribute it to, in some way, shape, or fashion, the diseases that have infected their wound from the creature.
Can they be roused, or are they completely comatose? I'll ask him.
Unfortunately, we have forced them to stay comatose due to the danger of them coming to and further harming themselves. But we could, if we needed to, just a little bit of a stimulant, and they'd be right as rain, so to speak, until they keel over and die.
I will ask him if we can immobilize and rouse one of them, unless somebody has an issue with that.
Shouldn't we wait till we have a list of questions?
Smart.
Because, I mean, we don't want them dying on us.
Yeah, well, we don't know what we're asking.
Exactly.
Okay, can I, like, radio back to the ship and let Alyson know what's up?
Yeah, so probably the best way that we would do this, I don't think you guys actually have a box, right? Do any of you actually hold
No,
a box?
I do.
Okay, so you actually
I'm
have
almost certain I
yeah,
do.
so just check real quick for me, make sure. I will check Bjarn, since Bjarn...
Oh, no, I have an Auspex scanner. Damn.
Boop.
I have a data sleep, but there's not really anything wireless, so it's not like I can send him a text.
And Bjarn does not as well.
That bastard.
Shouldn't we inform what's her name of that we found parts of her, what seems to be part of her team?
Yeah, I think so.
And then we can ask her to relay that information to our ship if she'd so kindly do that.
True, so I can psychically contact her astropath. So I guess I will do that, and I will say, after the ambush, we proceeded to the hospital. We found 2 of your men. Some form of exotic weapon has wounded them. They are not healing. Still no word on the rest of their party. We are assuming the worst. Anything else I should pass along, Zach?
Is there anything in particular we should ask them? Or any kind of information we should get out of them or something? I don't know.
Yeah, no, I'll say that, but in a haughty, arrogant Eldar way.
Okay. You hear from the astropath a simple understood. We have no further questions or information available beyond what has been given to us.
Okay. Can I ask him to contact the astropath on our ship and tell Alyson what's up, and if she wants, she can meet us at the hospital?
Will do.
He just said will do?
Yep.
Cool. Okay. So, Zach, you say set up a list of questions, and then we'll wake one of them up and see what we can get from before he croaks?
Yeah, that way if we need to wake them up, since it seems to be the direction we're going, we should probably know what we're going to ask him, since it'll be on a short time limit.
All right. I mean, first we want to know who attacked them, if they found anything important.
Okay. At that point, like before Dobesh goes and begins to wake him up, he goes, "Oh, I'm sorry, I actually forgot this. And he reaches over and he grabs like a petri dish kind of thing, and he kind of looks at you all and he goes, fuck it, and like he quickly opens it, and he reaches in with one of his long, like elbow length black leather gloves and grabs a hold of what looks to be a long talon or a claw of some sort. However, caked over it seems to be a like slime or growth of some sort, like almost like a fungus is growing on it. And he says, "We found this in one of their wounds when we were treating them and trying to assist them in their healing. We suspect that this came from the creature that had harmed them in the first place."
Can I try
And
and
he, like, holds
identify
it
it? Maybe as an alien dude, I would have.
Sure,
seen
if
this
you
before.
have
I have
knowledge-
xenology.
Yeah, I could say that that would probably work, at least to understand it in some way, shape, or fashion. Like maybe why this claw is, maybe not so much like what it looks like or its name, depending on
Okay,
the
I'm
role.
gonna throw 2 points of effort into this.
Okay,
So, or no, 1 point effort.
Right.
You know what I mean?
2
I'm
points,
dropping
1
10 out of my
effort,
pool,
right.
yeah. Okay, so I can beat a 5, right? Because I'm trained, which is a 4, so... And my effort, which is a 5.
so yes, beats a difficulty 3. Yeah, so the creature for you, unfortunately, you're not familiar with what it exactly is, but you have seen this type of claw before. Like you can tell based on by looking at it that it came from some sort of reptile,
Mm-hmm.
and that this claw primarily was used as like a form of like combat or hunting, where like it would like slash in and like cut apart, which is probably why it was found in their wounds. Is it was eviscerating them with its claw,
Mm-hmm.
and that's probably all that you can really glean from that. Unfortunately, as far as your xenozoology is concerned,
This is new.
yeah, no, I mean it's definitely predatory. You definitely know that, but like it's not like you can obviously be like, oh, this is from
A bear, yeah.
yeah, the rare polar ice cap bear of Hyrokin 3. Like unfortunately you're not
okay.
able to go that far.
Oh, yeah, that's a good idea. So I want to ask him if when they were brought in, they had anything else, and how they got to the hospital.
He quickly goes and walks over to a terminal, and you see him pulling up what seems to be their kind of medical charts, so to speak. And he goes, "Well, they were actually found near a sewer grate in the upper regions, and a local had actually happened upon them, and quickly called for medical emergency response, at which point they were brought to our location."
Okay. And did they have anything with them?
We have some of their personal items in lockup right over here, but other than that, no.
Okay, so I have an out-of-character question.
Yeah.
Did we get any resting or anything after our last combat?
You have not.
Okay, so we should probably do that like right before we start looking through their stuff in the locker room.
What
Right,
are we
so
at? What are we at for resting times?
I don't think I've used any. I think I have my action 10-minute and then hour or 10 hours.
Because my dot's on 10 hours right now.
Where do you have a dot? I don't see.
On the character
Oh, I
sheets.
see it. I see it. Yeah, so I haven't done any recovery rolls.
Right. So as far as this goes, if you have your dot on a 10-hour, that means you need to have like a full night's rest to basically
Yeah.
heal. As far as the trip between once Mekog like drove you here, I'll let you retcon. It took 15 minutes to get here, so you could do the 1 action and the 10-minute if you wished. So you get 5 back.
Need two any more than that. Okay, so I get. Whoa! Why did I roll 3 times?
I don't know. Just take the first 2.
Yeah, that's fine. And then I leave my thing on the 1 hour. Okay.
Yep.
Cool. So then now we can go look through their location.
Look through their
Or
stuff.
their stuff.
Sure. So Dr. Dobesh walks over to what seems to be some kind of like safe-like things next to each of the Inquisitor beds. Excuse me. And he quickly he goes, "Oh," and he walks back over to the terminal and he looks at the codes and goes, "Right." And then he walks back over to the safes, and you see him key in some numbers, and the safes unlock and reveal their personables. As a whole, basically what you see is 2 backpacks, one for each person, which they seem the medical personnel have seemingly put all of their stuff into.
All right. Well, I'll start digging through one, and Zach can dig through the other. I just want to lay everything out and see what's up.
Perception
Real quick
checks
question.
from both. Yes, Zach or Nate.
So since I've been gone for 2 weeks, did we do any resting in between since I've been gone?
Yes, you can bring your character back to full.
Okay, cool. That's all I need to know.
You said you need a perception check, which is just speed.
Speed perception check for the
Yeah,
2 of you.
I
One
I
for
have
each
sight.
index.
I have sight.
Nothing like that. This is more like an investigation.
Cool. Can I also look through the bag that Cecil picks up?
No, unfortunately. So, as a whole, unfortunately, you don't seem to find too much information. You see a couple personals of theirs. One of them has a wallet with some money and stuff in it, some imperial currency, and
Let's pocket that.
you're pocketing that. Okay, hold on.
I'm assuming Cecil was going to do that anyway, so so he'll pocket whatever money he finds, and I'll pocket whatever money I find.
Alrighty. So you pocket 49 credits.
Okay, let me just put that under equipment. Oh, money, perfect.
Steven does that, not you, Zach. I'll get to
How
you
much
in a
does
minute.
Zach get? Oh, okay.
I'm going over your bag first, since you did the
Yeah.
higher roll. Cecil did pretty much fuck all for rolls, so we'll go over the bare minimums of
You
obvious
found
shit.
some pocket lint and $2.
Yeah, right. You see that. Unfortunately, also when you're going through that wallet, you see a picture of the guy that's currently in front of you, less pasty and dying, with 2 kids on either side of him, smiling and kind of holding them close. But other than that, as far as itemery goes, you don't see anything. There's not even any kind of necklace or anything that identifies him as, normally Inquisitors carry some kind of amulet or indication that they're Inquisitors, and
So
you don't even
if
see
we
that in
weren't
the
told
bag.
that these 2 were Inquisitors looking through their stuff and looking at them, we'd have no idea.
0.
So I want to ask him how he knows they're Inquisitors.
To Dr. Dobesh?
Yeah.
He goes, well, that's what the chart says. I just read what's on the computer.
And who's responsible for filling out the chart?
The ladies at the front desk.
So I guess
When we have
before we leave.
new patients come in, we end up, they take the information from the emergency response team, and they put it into their files.
Okay, so then if there's nothing else, she updated that chart when we got there.
Also, Zach, you find 15 credits in the wallet type thing that person is carrying. And you also find a las pistol ammo pack, but no las pistol.
Ooh, that's good. Oh no, you have a solid round gun, so that doesn't really help you. So at this point, I think our options are to try and wake one of them and ask what happened, which maybe we should wait on, I think. Get more information before we kill one of them. Go check out the place where they got attacked, talk to the front desk ladies, or try and find the emergency response team. I'm kind of leaning towards go check out the place they were attacked, or link up with Alyson first.
Weren't we trying... I vote for linking up because I believe we were trying to set up a base of operations at one point.
Oh, good point, yeah.
Oh, that's right. We should do that real quick. So the three of you, this is something new. Nate, you weren't here for this. Every session, I ask you guys to set a goal for the session. And if you guys accomplish the goal, you get 2 XP apiece. So I will ask you now, since this is a new thing, what is your all's goal now knowing the current information that you do?
Not die.
Has to be a little bit more specific.
I tried
Not die
that.
and kill somebody.
Maybe it could be like find out what attacked the Inquisitors or something.
Like, find out what creature attacked the Inquisitors?
Yeah, unless anybody has a better idea. I want it to be something attainable because we kind of jacked it up last week, and I wanted those XP points.
It led you in a different direction. You definitely had the choice. Who was that sent me a message?
Oh, you want to just make it the same goal as last week? That's fine with me.
Yeah, you could totally do that.
Yeah, that sounds better.
Establish
we'll
a base
meet
of
up with
operations.
Alyson. Yeah, we'll meet up with Alyson. We'll make that our priority, and then we'll figure out what the hell happened.
All right. Okay, so if you guys establish a base of operations tonight, you will get 2 free XP apiece.
Can I ask to use the hospital's box to talk to our ship and make sure Alyson doesn't come here since we're going back to the ship?
If you're going back to the ship, I think from what you guys gathered, Mekog was going to pick up Alyson to bring her to the hospital for you guys.
Oh, even better. All right, then I guess we'll just hang out until
He's
they
kind
show
of
up.
checking in on her and said that if she wasn't dead from the screaming that he heard from her room, that he would pick her up and bring her here.
Oh, okay, I misunderstood. That's fine then. So I guess we're just gonna hang out and wait for them. Because I don't want to wake one of these dudes up, and we've done all the research. Oh, do you want to, while we're waiting, talk to the ladies at the front desk? Or... No, because we need to talk to the emergency response team, because they're the ones that filled out the info.
Well, either way, we should talk to them to figure out who the response team is.
Yeah, good point. Okay. So,
At that point, Dr. Devesh goes, "So, are you wanting me to wake up one of these guys, or not?"
I'll say not at this point.
Okie dokie.
Can I shoo him away?
He goes back to researching the terminals and stuff like that. He goes, and as like right before the three of you walk out of the door, he goes, "Oh, I forgot. One last thing. I'm not sure if it really concerns you. You all don't seem to be the kind of biology type people. However, the chemicals that are currently, the disease that's currently infecting their bodies is a strain that is, how do I put this? Highly dangerous and prevents cells from being able to replicate themselves and grow. So ultimately what ends up happening is that their wounds are not able to heal. I've never actually seen it before. That's why I'm actually here. I'm a specialist in disease biology and particularly microorganism biology, and that's as far as we've been able to gather from gathering tissue samples and experimentation on those samples. It's very actually interesting. I'd be more than happy to go into it more if you're interested. And like he kind of begins to like explain like how it's like actually separating double helixes and then preventing like the HTC or RTCs from being able to like, you know, create new like strain, you know, new double helixes and stuff like that.
I do want to ask if he knows of a way that we can protect ourselves against it.
Just don't ingest it in any way, shape, or form, and you should be fine. It's only when it comes in physical contact with you that you come in danger. Luckily, at least as far as that I'm concerned, it is not airborne in any way.
Okay, so use ranged weapons.
He also kind of looks at you and he looks over at the petri dish with the claw, and he goes, Do you want that, or can I continue using that?
Do we want it? I mean, maybe we can come back if he finds out something else. I don't know.
Maybe we should get a picture of it.
Yeah, can I just like take a picture of it on my data slate?
Yeah, absolutely. Just because I'm a benevolent GM, do you want to gain any of the information from his files about these two gentlemen on your data slate, considering that's basically an upload?
Yeah, I'll just download everything. That's smart.
So basically, they're generic medical records type thing on since they've like time they entered the hospital and all that kind of stuff. You know, the normal like flip chart type thing.
Oh, so wouldn't that give us the name of the emergency response team members?
Yeah. Well,
Like
or
the
at
people that
least
brought them in?
at least a location like, emergency response team 7 from house 3 or something like that,
Okay, cool. So that negates needing to talk to the nurses. In that case, we can just wait to meet up with Alyson and then either head to the sewer grade or head to the response team.
Base.
Alrighty.
Oh, no. Base, yeah. I don't know why I keep forgetting that. I have a blind spot for that.
Almost
Alyson, base, sewers.
almost at the exact point that you guys finally finish the upload and you're about to leave, you hear you see the lights kind of flicker a little bit, like zzz, 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 and then all the machinery in the entire hospital goes black, including the lights.
Ew.
Oh dear.
Also, shortly after that, like I'm talking like 15 seconds, you hear 2 large bang sounds, and then you hear gunfire go off.
I'd like to run back to the room where we just came from.
Okay.
The entryway room?
No, wait, you said when we're leaving the hospital or leaving the
well,
room?
you're about to leave the room that Dr.
Yeah.
Dobesh and the Inquisitors are when all this happens. So you're still in that room.
I would like to take a protective stance over near the Inquisitor's beds. And then what were you going to ask, Zach?
I'd like to ask Dr. Dobesh if there's backup generators or something, or any way of keeping these machines on for these people to stay alive.
Yeah. So actually, as you yell that out into the darkness, Dr. Dobesh kind of like looks over at you, and you can actually still see the blue from his respirator and the 2 liquid bubbling things on the sides, and his eyes stare at you. And he goes, "Well, yes, but they should have already kicked on. I don't know why everything's still black. I can't perform my research like this."
Can you reconfigure an ammo pack to be used as a battery?
I'm sorry, that's not really my area of expertise.
Dang it, where's Mechog when you need him?
Wait, as a Rides with Lightning, I carry around a bag full of batteries and stuff. Do I have anything I can use to
To what?
for my, I am an adept who rides the lightning, and
Yes.
as an adept who rides the lightning, I carry around a bag full of like random power packs and batteries and things. Is there anything I can use to temporarily power these beds?
The beds?
Yeah,
Yeah.
or whatever's keeping them alive.
Oh yeah.
Machinery.
You could totally hook it. You definitely have some
Okay, then I guess
battery
while
packs to
Zach's
do
talking, I'll kind of like lift a head, like, oh, good thinking, they need to stay alive, and I'll just rummage around in my bag and I'll grab something and start hooking it up to run the machines that were keeping them alive.
Yeah, so you
Also,
walk
good
over
thinking,
and
Zach, I totally forgot they needed.
you're a little bit confused at first because you're kind of working in the dark, but luckily your eyes a little bit acclimate to the overall darkness. And I think, you have something to see in the dark, don't you?
Yeah, I have almost perfect night vision.
Yeah,
I
so
took an
no
adept
problem
in-
for you then. So you can see in this, and so what you're basically doing is you're looping this battery. Well, that looks yummy. Oh wait, well you hear about dinner.
I'm still listening. You're good.
Okay, so you basically connect like a second string of batteries to the first battery, so it loops into the main battery that was being fed by the power source of the hospital, and so you continue their life support for a short amount of time. Unfortunately, you don't have like the amount of shit that's connected to them is insane. So you probably figure that you've only given them an hour's worth of additional life support each at this point. And that probably takes you about 5 minutes or so. However, during that 5 minutes, you also begin to hear gunfire go off in the immediate vicinity of somewhere in this hospital. Loud enough that you all can hear it.
I'd like to become stealthy.
Okay.
I don't think you need to say that, or you can assume.
So go ahead and
I
roll
should probably
stealth
do
with
the
an
same.
advantage.
Wait, with an advantage?
Yes.
Because it's dark.
Don't forget you have the cloak. That's why I'm
Yes.
saying that you have the
So-
advantage.
1 asset.
Yeah. You have the asset for your cloak.
Yep, here we go. I think I'm stealthy.
Super stealth.
I want a stealth 2 as well.
Okay.
Two as well.
So roll a stealth check.
Okay, so I'm not quite as stealthy as the now invisible Cecil.
Yeah, but I mean, you're in the dark, so it's not too hard.
And I figure we're just kind of near the beds, watching to see who's gonna.
Yep. So we're gonna pause you guys right there, and we're gonna cut over to Alyson. Alyson,
man.
after becoming more in tune with the Emperor for the last 24 hours, you feel refreshed and revitalized and very relaxed as a whole. When ultimately you see a heavily one-sided car driving up to the ship, and a lumbering mechog get out of the car, at which point it rights itself and like seems normal at that point, and he begins walking up the plank, humming to himself a little bit, and he begins to climb up the ramp, and ultimately you see him kind of lumbering around looking, and when he finally sees you, he goes, "Ah! I was looking for you. Everything okay?"
Si, senor.
Right. Well, glad to see that you're in tip-top shape. Kind of concerned about you there for a minute. Thought you might be wrestling a sea monster or something in there.
God damn it. There's no witty response that my brain can come up with right there.
I don't think witty responses work on Mechog.
Yeah.
This is also true. But just for my sheer... That was pretty... Wrestling a sea monster, that's a little ahead of Mechog's skill level.
You'd actually be surprised.
He knows anything you can kill. He's knowledgeable about.
Yeah. He can definitely relate to anything that involves killing things of great mass and size. So he goes, well, Little Boss has asked for you to come along with me. So if you would come down and join me, I'll drive you to where they are.
Onward, good steed.
Right. And then he kind of he goes, hey, what's a steed?
Steed, oh god. A steed is a being that is good at traveling and lifting heavy things.
Right. Then I'm the best of steeds. And he charges down the gangplank, kung, 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 all the way down to the car, and you see him gingerly trying to get into the car, and finally he gets really fucking pissed at trying to fit in, and he's like fuck the door, and he rips the door off the side of the car and swings it across the kind of landing platform, and he goes, right, all aboard.
I'm surprised the door lasted that long.
I would like to get in using the door as an appropriate mechanism to enter the vehicle.
Okay. So you squeeze into the... I'm going to assume the back seat, considering Mechog takes up most of the front at this point.
Yep.
And you guys... He goes, right, hold on! I actually did some mechanics on this earlier. And you suddenly feel this thing kick in, and it'd be the classic... Basically, I'm thinking this is kind of Back to the Future DeLorean kind of thing, where it's gonna create some mad fire and shit out the back when it starts
And
to
she's
take
just
off.
pressed into the back of the
Yeah,
seat.
exactly. This car should not be able to do what he's doing with it at this point. And the entire time, he goes, ha ha!
Oh god.
As you guys take off.
Has it been given a shoddy red paint job?
Not that you can tell, but
No?
the car
Okay.
the car's Yeah, nothing like that. But the car is definitely like severely, at least in the case of metagaming, it's significantly different looking than it was between you guys leaving it and Alyson getting into it. It's got some extra pieces added to it. So anyway, so you guys are flooring at extremely illegal speeds down the road, while we'll cut back to Cecil, and I never am going to remember this Eldar's name.
Maugan Ra.
Maugan Ra.
I blatantly lifted it from another 40k game, so.
That's fine. So what were you guys doing when I cut you away? Because I totally forgot already.
I don't know about Cecil, but I was ignoring the people in the front and waiting for whoever came into the hospital room.
Okay, so you guys are prepped to defend the room itself?
Well, I am. What are you doing, Zach?
I have a question. What is Bjarn doing?
Because I need to make Bjarn an NPC at this point. Bjarn is kind of sitting there, and he's like sitting there, he's like, fuck. And he walks over to one of the computers, and he's kind of like banging on the computers because he's actually kind of good at computers, and he's like trying to like get in, and he's like, shit, computer's definitely not working. And he's kind of like going underneath and trying to figure out like if there's a way that he can like get the computer to go.
Okay.
So really quick, let me take you over to the map.
Oh man, this is gonna be rough.
Now, how am I affected? Because the dark doesn't really bother me that much. Or we just kind of ignore that for the sake of me not ruining the combat?
So the way I set up this map, let me actually switch over for the tabletop.
Oh, and Zach, you have like night vision lenses.
I have, yep. I have I have contacts, thingy, bobbers.
Photo lenses.
I can see in the dark.
Yeah. So basically, in this, because it's dark out, you guys actually have extended visibility on this map. Due to the close proximity of this room, you're basically able to see everything in it. Bjarn, however, if he was here as an actual human being, he would not be able to see nearly as much. Each of you sees individually. You guys don't see the collective visual.
Oh, we're back to the Inquisitor again, are we?
Yep. Do you notice I like to repeat and reuse things?
And nothing wrong with that.
So anyways, so this is what you guys are essentially seeing at this point in time. The doors are actually in the middle over to your right. You can see the
I see
brown
blackness.
Yeah. No see anything.
That should not be. Hold on.
Yeah, I see a black square.
Even in the top left?
Yep.
Try.
I zoomed out, yeah. There's nothing.
You're all the way zoomed out and you don't see anything?
Mm-hmm. How loud is my crunching?
Not too bad. Hold on. I gotta figure out why that is. Steven, did that change anything?
Yeah, now I can see.
Okay, so it's just one little button that I gotta hit.
Oh, there we go. Now I can see things. Where did I go?
Site. And at the moment, Nate, you will see fuck all because you're not here yet.
Fair enough.
So we're standing next to the dudes.
Yep.
I'm assuming the blue guy is the Nutty Professor.
Yep.
And Bjarn's doing Bjarn things.
Bjarn's doing Bjarn things.
And the door's... that's the door?
Yep. You got it.
Alright. I would like to move closer to the door.
Alrighty.
Am
You're still in free movement at this point. So go ahead
Okay.
and move around how you wish. However, don't exit the door because then I need to warn you about shit if you do.
So...
And the door, what kind of door is it again?
It's the normal swinging doors in hospitals, so they can push someone on a gurney through it without having to hold it open.
Right, so they're metal doors.
Yeah. Probably like just like lightly plated metal though, like just to prevent like damaging of the door.
Sorry, and that brown that Bjarn's standing next to is the door?
Mm-hmm.
And the triangle is?
Chairs.
And the brown squares are?
Desks and computers and shit like that.
Okay, and obviously the beds are the dudes.
The gray ones with the dudes sitting on them, yeah.
Okay. Then I'll... that's fine. Okay.
Can I peek through the door at all?
Sure.
Well, I mean, what do I need to do to peek through the door? Oh, now I gotta move to the right. There's a hallway. And a dead guy.
Wait, how did you get through the door?
I was put through the door.
I moved him.
Okay, so do we want to set up our ambush like just inside the door? Because I'm assuming that they will be coming for these Inquisitors. And if they're not here for the Inquisitors, we don't really give a shit. Right?
I mean, in terms of our job, that's usually the case. And my guy does like things, so yeah. I would still like to know what's going on.
Okay.
But I don't want to go too far away.
A little bit down the hallway from where you guys are, like southward. You can actually, beyond him, more down this way for those that can see that. I think both of you can.
No, I can't see that far. All I can see from here is...
Yeah, down here.
I can't see that far. Nope.
Okay. You should. I think both of you have the same sight vision. 1 second, let me check.
We should. We can both see in the dark. I mean, I see down to here. That's where the gray starts.
I can see to right here.
Yeah, you're supposed to be... So you're supposed to be like that, and you're actually supposed to be like that.
Okay, I see.
There.
So what are those blue... Oh, you're telling us how far we should be able to see?
Yeah, I was adjusting to make sure that you both could see the same thing.
Yeah, I can see the blue circles in the line.
Yeah, so the brown down there are another doors. And from this area right here...
Did you make my sight smaller?
I made a dimming. So you can still
Okay.
see the same distance, but it's harder to see at a certain distance.
Okay, then.
Like
okay.
your optics don't go the full way, you know, like kind of thing. So anyway, so from down this hallway, probably from like the room right here, you hear more gunfire go off.
Okay, well, I want to turn to Cecil and ask him what his plan is.
From down the room where? Like, did you
Like
ping
further down that hallway?
Okay, sorry, I wasn't looking there. I'm
No problem.
zoomed in a bit. Up doesn't go anywhere. I said I figured we should probably try to make sure that we protect the guys that we're here to get information from. We should check out, make sure that we know exactly how they can get to us.
Also, I'm just for argument's sake, and because I don't want to control Bjarn the whole night, I'm going to say that Bjarn says that he'll stay behind and protect them from, you know, so that you guys can
so he's
move
not
about
tripping
freely.
around out there.
Yeah, because he's not able to see what you guys do. He's going to be blundering around in the dark. So he's like, tell you what, knock on the door 3 times before you come through and I won't shoot you. Is kind of his mentality with it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, can he lock the door?
The door is not the kind of door that's able to be locked,
Can
unfortunately.
he barricade the door?
Yeah, you could probably start barricading it in some shape or fashion.
I want to peek through this door to my right, see what's in that room.
So,
And these are just regular patients, there's nothing to worry about in here?
yeah, you see that the patients are kind of like looking around like in the dark, like trying to figure out what's going on, and you hear the doctor in the further distance kind of be like, just settle down, everything will be fine, the power will be back on shortly. But you can tell that like he's totally bullshitting.
Uh-huh. Okay.
He's kind of wondering why there's gunfire going off.
Can you move me in there real quick?
If you don't want to do anything, then there's nothing going on in here. I was just going to leave.
I know, I just wanted to...
Oh, okay, did you see it? Mm-hmm.
Yeah, just to make sure. Okay, let's go back.
Yeah, I just want to make sure there weren't like people waiting in here to attack the Inquisitors as soon as we left.
I would like to move back to the hallway, please.
As would I.
Okay, 1 second.
All right, so I will turn to Cecil and be like, "You think we should scout ahead, and we can start moving forward?"
Yeah, let's try and keep the area clear so that people can't get down this hallway.
Okay.
So I guess we should check out this dead guy here too.
Yeah, has he just got like gunshot wounds, or what's up with him?
Yeah, so he seems to be like just your normal average like citizen of the Imperium, but
He got blamed.
he got blamed pretty hardcore. Head's partially missing in the back, and he's got a couple bullet holes in his back, and he's bloody all over in the bottom.
But they're bullet holes. It's not like a bolter wound where most of his body's gone or something like
No,
that.
these are definitely normal bolter holes. Alyson, we're gonna cut to you for a real quick. So, you guys arrive at the hospital, and the entire like area around the hospital seems to be like pitch black, besides like the headlights of the car that Mekog is driving you in. You can see Mekog kind of look behind you and goes, "Right, that seems pretty fucking fishy."
No shit.
And then also like up on like this is a multi-tiered hospital, and like you can see up on the second tier flashes of light from what seems to be gunfire. And Mekog notices it too, and he goes, "Oh boy, there's a fight going on." And he says, "You want to join in?"
Hell yeah, Kool-Aid man me onto the second floor, bro.
Right, I got you. And then he sat there and he's like, "Would you like to just? I could drive this thing into the first floor if you want. We could run up the stairs to the second."
Surprise attack says I need to Kool-Aid man through the second story wall. Let's do it.
I got you.
Wait, which floor are we on?
You guys are on the second floor.
Oh, okay.
And he's like, "All right." And he gets out of the car and he sits there and he like sticks his thumb into his mouth, and you hear them like, and then like he holds it up and you see him like aiming with like his
God,
thumb.
he's getting fucking a windage.
Yeah. And then he looks at you and he sees like your big hulking like two-hander gun, and then your sword and your shield, and he goes, "So, due to the wind ratio and the distance that I need to throw you, I think that you're probably going to have to leave the two-hander behind. But don't worry, I'll storm in through the bottom and I'll use it to light them all up. But as far as getting you that high and that far, you're going to have to leave that behind."
Didn't he just carry like a 1,000-pound steel sheet the first time we interacted?
It was like 400 pounds. But he only had to like
I'm
begrudgingly
half
like
that.
lift it and move it. He didn't like fucking like wing it to like 26 feet in the air.
Alright, fine. He can bring me the heavy stubber later.
You still have your chainsword, right?
Yeah.
He goes, "All right." And at that point, like you set down your big two-hander, but you still have your chainsword and your shield. And he kind of like sits there and he like looks at you a little bit. He's like trying to figure out like how to. He's like, I don't want to be impolite, but how am I supposed to throw you? I know that there's rules on this and where you're supposed to touch a lady.
Just shot put me. We'll figure it out.
Right, gotcha.
The most
And at that
effective
point, like
method to get me through that wall.
he grabs like the back of your armor, like behind your neck, and then like grabs you by like the seat of your pants, and like he just starts grabbing you and spinning you. I need.
That's hammer throw.
He doesn't know the fucking difference.
Oh god. Neither do you.
Well, he's not going to be able to shot put a human being. Like, hammer throw is definitely the way he's going to be able to pull this off.
Alright.
So anyway, so
Is
I
he gonna
need.
have to roll?
Yes, I need from. Mekog doesn't need to roll for this. Mekog is more than capable of throwing Alyson through a window. But the question is Alyson going to make herself aerodynamic enough to go through the window without like splatting onto the side of the wall near it?
That's what I was hoping for in a GM intrusion. I'm sorry, Nate.
So Nate, I need you to roll a speed test for me. If you have something like acrobatics, or in this case something like aerodynamics, that would be awesome for helping you.
I have running and jumping.
Neither of those help you because you're not technically jumping. You're being thrown. So just give me a flat roll. Speed.
This
You
is
can
gonna be
spend
a
effort
mess.
if you want.
No, or just go big or go home. That's how
Yeah,
I'm feeling
go
about
big or
this
go
one.
home.
Nope.
Okay. So
Fuck, I need edges.
you clear the window. Like you go crashing through this big window on the second floor. No problem. However, what is beyond the window you are not prepared for. And so you crash like full body into like a full-on desk. Breaking the desk and you're gonna take 2 might damage from basically the impact on the other side.
I'm wearing bat armor. That's some bullshit.
Yeah, but this is like
Dude, Cecil
blunt
and I hear
force. Oh yeah, you hear this from.
As I come through the window, can I just scream, "Oh yeah"?
Oh yeah, no, totally. You can totally do that.
Okay, I'm assuming the Kool-Aid Man is still a thing in the Warhammer 40k universe. If it's not,
There is distant lore of back before the Terrans have explored the stars in their entirety, of a childhood fruit drink with a mascot that broke through walls.
Okay, cool. Where the hell am I on the map?
You
Oh, there I am.
should now see yourself.
Who the fuck is next to me?
So if you rolled higher, I was actually going to give you a chance to actually attack him while flying through the air.
Damn it!
You're guaranteed to take damage going through a fucking window, but it was if you succeeded, you were going to get a surprise attack, and if you failed, you weren't. Was kind of the difference on that.
Damn.
So yeah, so you land and you just wallop right into the side of this like table desk thing that you see just below you visually, right next to a guy with a large what seemingly like a SMG type weapon, and he just looks like stunned as like this female comes flying through the fucking window. He's like, "What the?" And I need you all to roll initiative just so I know the initiative order at this point, since Nate has now encountered one of the combatants.
Yay!
Yikes.
Where did I put it at? Initiative. Roll. Wow!
Ooh.
High roller tonight.
Alright, man. Fuck this game.
You can't snipe everything.
I guess so.
Which direction did the sound of him crashing through the window come from for us?
On the map, it would be to your right.
Okay,
Like
so we
directly
gotta.
right or like southeast?
Well, we know he's not in that room, so
Well, it would
south.
be south and then east.
Okay.
Okay, so, Steven,
Yes.
you are first.
Okay, and I just get to move.
You get
I
to
can-
move.
I can free move, or I'm in combat movement.
You're in combat movement, so you can move a short
Okay.
distance.
Well, no, I could move a long distance, but I want that to be my whole.
Right. Well, a short distance is your thing. If you move a long distance, you have to make a speed check to make sure you don't trip or something like that.
Even if I have acrobatics.
Even if you have acrobatics can help you with it.
Okay, cool. Well, then I guess I don't know how to. So, can I do it in like 2 steps? Because I don't know where I'm moving to.
So yeah, just go ahead and do it in 2 steps. Basically,
Okay.
Yep.
So
you
that
can-
was what?
That was
And now I
1.
I can move out to this
2,
point, right? I can move to here,
4,
but I have to
5.
roll for it.
If you move to that black line, you don't have to roll for it. But that's your full turn. If you want to move beyond that, you have to make a roll to see if you trip or fall.
Oh, okay. No, I don't want to outpace Cecil, so I guess I'll just hang out there.
Okay. So Cecil, you see Maugan Ra just suddenly book it towards that crashing sound. All right, bad guy's turn. Nate, I
Wait,
need.
before Cecil?
These guys are a higher tier than Cecil's roll.
I rolled an 8.
Cecil rolled an 8.
Oh no, I was thinking it was just their flat level. I forgot the whole time. Never mind. I was
Yeah,
trying
it's
to
their
metagame.
level times 3.
Yeah, I was trying to metagame.
Yep, no problem. So, Because I keep forgetting Foxy's name.
Alyson.
Alyson, that's right. Alyson, I need you to make a speed test defense roll, but you have a disadvantage because you are right next to the guy that's shooting at you.
I also have a shield.
Yes.
So that's an asset, if I remember correctly.
Against melee range defense rolls, right?
Yes.
Ranged it's
roll.
armor, close range it's a defense roll. A defense asset. That's I think what we said.
I don't remember. I just know it helps me against everything.
Yes, so you get so basically it cancels it out. So just give me a
Yeah.
normal defense roll without any assets or anything.
Hey! That's shitty.
That beats it. So he fires down, and the only reason is because as he you hear the as he aims and starts slamming, you quickly pull your shield directly in front of you, and you just feel this hard slamming of metal hitting your riot shield, basically.
Cool.
And then he is going to book it back a little bit as he tries to make some room from you. Okay. Let's see here. 1, 2. 1, 2. And you're still on the ground. Okay, Maugan, I need you to make me a speed defense roll.
He's invisible.
Oh yeah, I'm stealth. Thank you, Zach.
Doesn't matter.
Wreck.
Not on
What?
these guys.
You sound like God. You're reverbing like hell.
I'm probably coming through Zach. Nope. Anyways, as far Cecil, he's fine avoiding the guy that was going to try to see him, but Maugan, the guy that comes bursting out of the doors, can easily see you in an open corridor.
Okay, and that's just a flat speed roll, right?
Speed roll. Yep.
He hits me.
Take 4 damage minus your armor.
Yeah.
So the doors just below you kick open, and you see a guy kind of see you running across the way, and he quickly trains up, and and a couple bullets slam into your body.
Awesome. Okay.
Alrighty, so that was them. Cecil, you're next.
Alrighty, how far can I... Huh. So I have no idea where our other dude is, where Steven is.
I'm down that hallway.
Yeah, he
to
took
your
off
right.
downward and to your right.
Oh, is that an actual hallway? Because it just looks
Yeah.
like a triangle to me.
Like over here.
Okay.
He won't be able to see that, so he went this
Oh.
direction, around this corner right here.
Okay, if you did anything, I didn't see it, but okay.
Oh, I'm probably doing it on the GM layer. He went around this corner.
Okay. Was this guy the one shooting at him?
No,
Or was...
that was one that was not able to see you because of your stealth. He came trying to figure out what the crashing glass noise was, and he came out of that room, but he hasn't been able to see you or Maugan Ra.
Okay, so can he not see me because of... just because I'm stealthy, or... Because you were
Partially
saying...
due to stealth and the darkness.
Okay. I guess I'm gonna move closer to him, so... 1... 2... I'm gonna use... I think my whole turn to... Do I see what he has equipped on him? What does he have? Does he have a gun out?
Yeah, he has a tactical small machine gun of some sort, some light body armor, and he seems to be wearing some kind of goggles over his eyes.
I'd like to move up to him very stealthily, so how close can I get to him before he starts to notice me? Because
He's going to notice you at this point, but you can do a surprise action if you're trying to... this is your turn that you could do a surprise action.
Okay, then I want to get...
You're currently outside of his visual, but the moment you step into his visual, you lose your stealth.
Because I want to get right up to him and take the goggles off his head. Just like sucker punch him and take his goggles. Just like, or something that I can do to just rip him off his head when he's not really, I guess, paying attention or something.
Then you would need to avoid him coming to see you, so you'd have to stay kind of like where you are then, I'd guess. Because unfortunately, you need him to be like significantly closer, and that distance is like your entire distance to move.
Yeah.
So you wouldn't be able to do anything else when you get there.
And he's looking, I'm assuming he's looking to the right then.
Yeah, he's looking off to the right. Off in like this direction.
We'll go here. I'll just hang out. Is he gonna see me here? Because I don't know. Like, I'm assuming
If he moved forward and then moved right, he would eventually see you because you're standing. Even if you're crouched, like you're gonna be like in the center of a hallway, crouched. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Like even if you're stealthy, like he's gonna be able to see you. But yeah, if you're hiding like behind the body, that's significantly different.
I'm gonna hide behind the body.
So you're not gonna do anything. You're gonna hold your action. If he comes within range of you, are you gonna fire at him or?
I have a better idea. Can I grab the body and slide it forward while staying behind it, since he can't technically see that far?
Sure. How much you're gonna physically try to move it at like your full amount?
Yeah. So like the two squares there, and then hide behind it.
Yep. Alrighty. So that's gonna be your entire move. Alyson, it is your turn.
Good. Time to fucking wreck somebody's day. Let's go with...
You're not gonna eat this? Do you want to throw it in the fridge?
I'm gonna eat it.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I don't think I can get this to California.
Medcog is gonna eat
Not
it.
in California. I don't get it.
Seattle.
Where are you?
I'm
He's
in
in
Washington.
Near Seattle.
Whatever.
It's
I knew
like
it was
3
West
miles out.
Coast.
They're 3 hours out, right?
Washington's better than California, anyway.
It is.
No one knows
Why
Washington State exists.
Everybody expects me to be in California. I don't get it. All right.
Dude, nobody knows Washington states exist, especially where I'm at.
I want to go to Washington.
It's a nice place.
Yeah, it's pretty.
Let's see. What do I want to do? I'm feeling like I'm going to... I don't know which direction my teammates are, do I?
You have not heard any indication on where they are.
Well, he heard me getting shot.
He heard gunfire.
Yeah.
Who's getting
But
shot at? Nobody knows.
Well, yes, but isn't that the only... Okay, I guess his character would know it's me getting shot at, so you're right.
Yeah, so I'm going to go ahead and chainsword the ever-living fuck out of this guy.
Roll me a chainsword attack roll.
Let's see. Do I get any bonuses?
Nope.
Are you Bob Barker, John?
What?
You sounded like the game
Oh.
show guy.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't have any assets or anything. Suck. Chainsword attack. Bia. Eat
Damn.
a dick. That's gonna go +3 damage.
Yeah, it is. Give me 1 second though, because
Fuck that minor effect.
you have you're doing this with a chainsword, right?
You
Yeah,
can
so-
ignore his armor, or knock him back, or...
So,
Yeah, I guess that's
because
ridiculous.
you have a minor effect, you can choose to cause him to bleed, and every one of his turns, he takes an additional 2 damage unless he spends a full turn patching up the wound with your chainsword.
That's the only minor effect I could do.
Well, you can do the +3 damage. You can do the bleed. The bleed just is specific to your chainsword. Like your chainsword gives you that minor effect that you normally wouldn't have. Or you can do anything. You could do strike a held object, move past him, knock him back, strike a specific body part, or hinder him. All as a minor action.
Because that +2 damage is looking mighty fine right now. Do I have any rough indication as to how strong these guys are?
You've yet to really engage in combat to figure that out.
Okay, I'm gonna just do the +2 damage then.
Okay, so just a flat automatic 3 damage. So your chainsword does 4, right?
Correct.
So 7. Okay. So yeah, you give him like just a huge chainsword, and like it was gonna kind of just slash across the front of him, but because the chainsword like grips onto what it's trying to hit, your chainsword jerks it up a little bit and then actually like gets into the shoulder and starts, where it was normally going to be a slash across the front like this, it just starts going down into the meat, just tearing through the flesh, and blood starts splurting everywhere behind him as your chainsword's cutting into him. He's looking really fucked up at that point.
Good.
And he's screaming the whole time as, like...
Just...
Yeah,
His chainsword
exactly.
eats his body.
Yeah, as it's carving through bone, muscle, and flesh. Awesome. Alright, so Maugan Ra, your turn.
Okay, are each of these square, like, I don't know how far I can move. Can I get the little...
So basically 2 squares is an immediate distance that you can move for free.
two
Two,
of the big...
So this is 1.
Okay, cool.
It's
For some reason...
4
yeah.
tiles equals 1 big square. I know, it's a little confusing.
So this is the furthest I can move and still strike.
Yes.
Yeah, okay. Shit. What do I want to do then?
You can shoot him at that distance.
Yeah, I'm trying to save my ammo for that, but I guess I'll shoot his ass. Why not?
Alrighty. Roll me at a hit for your pistol.
I guess I'm glad I shot him.
Nat 20. So,
Damn.
major effect. So, basically, anything for free on the trading damage for effect. So, you could stun him, disarm him, knock him down, strike an object he's holding, move past him, knock him back, strike a specific body part on him, hinder him, or do 4 additional damage. Also, your shuriken pistol gives you shit.
Which is what?
1 second. Gotta pull it up. Shuriken pistol. It ignores 3 of his armor.
Yeah, I knew that. I thought you meant I had other choices for major
No.
effects. I want to shoot his gun hand. Shred his hand.
So you want to just rip the whole hand off?
Pretty much, yeah.
So the one that's holding the trigger, or the one that's holding the...
Oh, this is like a two-hand... Okay. Yeah, the one that he's got on the grip.
Okay, yeah, so you fire, like, right around his elbow area, and, like, the shuriken just chunks right into, like, his elbow, and the whole hand flops to the floor, and he starts screaming. So, you take... Or you deal... What is it, 2 damage with the...
Yeah, just 2 for the shuriken.
But he also loses his arm in the process.
Yeah. And I gotta drop one of my ammo.
Yep, and so you knock one off. Bad guy's turn. This guy is going to spend... Let's see here. He runs off.
Just spurting blood as he goes.
Yeah, he just starts booking it as soon as that happens, and then you actually see him climb up on the desk, and now he's trying to roll over the desk. I guess technically you would kind of end up here instead, because that's the earliest that he could roll over a desk.
Mm-hmm. And all these that's dead nurses.
Yep, those are the dead nurses. This guy, though,
The one hiding up there?
2, still can't see you. Cecil, you are still invisible to him, unfortunately. However, this guy, 1, 2, can see Maugan.
Yeah.
This guy, 1, 2, can see. So, Maugan, I need a defense roll for you, and I need 2 for Alyson.
Okay.
You're muted, Nate.
How can he run off and be being attacked? I don't like this. Defense rolls.
Defense
Okay,
rolls.
do I get assets or anything?
Not for ranged, but you do get an additional armor for your shield to basically prevent the bullets. Because you're
Okay.
not dealing with melee ranged combat at this point.
Got it.
That was thunder.
I believe both of us have been hit.
That was Mechog going into the bottom floor.
Yeah.
The cog has breached.
Yeah. You hear a warg coming from the bottom floor. And you hear... Actually, yeah, that was the car. That was the car he drove into the bottom floor.
Dear Lord.
The whole building
Sounds-
shakes a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah, because the car had an extra 2,000 pounds of weight behind it.
Exactly. He was almost the weight of the car itself.
Yeah.
Okay,
Okay,
so
so
let's see
We
here.
each got hit, right? I rolled a 9.
You rolled a 9, you were okay. Alyson, you
I'm
take
an 8.
4 damage and 4 damage minus your armor. Remember, your shield gives you an additional 1 because of this.
So in that case, I have 4 armor.
So your armor negates it. So like your shield actually takes a couple puncture marks through the shield, but when it impacts through the shield and hits your armor, your actual like body armor, it's lost too much velocity. So you kind of get like you feel like someone like lightly like punching you, but like that's it. You're like, okay,
Sweet.
as that goes. Cecil.
My turn.
Yep.
Which way is this guy looking?
He is looking this direction. Or this direction.
Down the hall towards me.
Down
right?
towards
Yeah.
Maugan. He's actually fired at Maugan. You actually see his muzzle light up as he's shooting at Maugan.
Is that Maugan?
Yes.
Okay. All I see is the edge of a circle. So.
Yeah.
So
That's
he's
him.
not looking at me.
Nope.
So I'm gonna slide the body down another 2 squares, I guess.
Okay.
Wait, where does that put me first? That puts me there. He's looking. Kind of want to stay in his blind spot, so I don't know if I need to move. I can move over 1 more because that's still
Yeah.
1. So we'll do that.
Okay. I do need another stealth check, though, because you are getting pretty close to him. However, I will give you an additional asset. So you have your asset from your cloak, and
Yep.
you'll get an asset because it's dark and you're trying to hide behind a body.
Okay, go gadget stealth check. Or can I also get a bonus because he's technically looking at Maugan?
That's part of the you're hiding behind a body. It's dark
Ah.
and he's looking at Maugan.
That was worth a try. Okay, let's see. Let's see here.
I think you're okay.
Oh yeah, you clear that, no problem. So he's totally focused on Maugan, and he's not looking to the side of him where you're coming up behind him.
Also, you somehow deal +1 damage to him.
Yeah, right? I would say that, though, because you did get a 17, you could move 1 square closer. So if you wanted, you could move 1 square downward.
So right there.
Yeah. That'll be
Okay.
like your bonus for rolling a high roll. You get a little bit closer to him.
Yay.
All right. Alyson,
Yep. I am present.
you are getting shot at.
Bullshit. Cause I'm gonna fuck this guy up again.
Do it!
My chainsword, bitches! Alright. Left freedom ring with the chainsword. Hopefully that hits.
Better.
That'll do it. You don't get any bonuses for it, but you do the 4 damage.
That's okay.
He's looking really terrible at this point. He's still going, but you get another good like hack right into his side, and some of his viscera is hanging out from the side, all torn up and burgery.
What the fuck is this clown walking?
Barely. Like it's the sheer strength and determination to get the fuck away from this demon bitch that's like hacking into him. It's the only thing keeping him up. And we're back up to Maugan Ra.
I'm getting some more ice. Hang on.
So, this guy to my left is the one that shot at me. The guy up and to my right does not see me yet.
He was one of them that shot at Alyson.
Didn't open. I'll send it again. So the guy up and to the right was the one that shot at Alyson. He did shoot at me.
So this guy shot at Alyson.
Oh shit! I can see Alyson from here.
Yeah, you have
Okay.
an extremely long distance because of your thing. So that guy,
Um,
and then because you can see Alyson, that guy also attacked Alyson.
it went through. Okay, so I can't move over there though, because this is the furthest I could move, right?
Where were
And
you
still do
before?
something. Here, I was right here.
Yes, that's the closest you
So I
can
can move
move.
up and over.
Yep.
Um, shit. All right. I guess. Fuck it, I'll shoot him. I'll find a way to get some ammo again eventually.
Do you want to expend any effort to do increased damage or to increase your ability to hit him?
I don't get a negative to. That would be what, speed effort?
Yes, because you're shooting.
Okay, yeah, I have a good amount in my pool, so I'll spend one more to
So
hit him, I guess.
you'd spend two or three speed for an increase to
Hit.
hit. Okay.
Well, no, balls to the wall, more damage.
Damage. Okay, so you're trying to bump it up to 5 damage.
Hey, nope.
Oh no, you have the one modifier. Yeah. So yeah, you absolutely do. You
Oh,
aim,
sweet.
and I think probably you clip him like right in like one of his kidney areas with it. Alyson, from out of nowhere, you actually see this like disc of metal wing by your right ear, or like wing by the right of your body, and like blood seems to trail like from behind it, and a guy that's a little bit like in the haze of the distance, you hear a scream from that area as that happens. So that's
So that's how much extra do you get for the spending the effort?
it's plus 3 damage if you spent the effort.
So he takes
So
5 damage.
damage.
Sweet. And his kidneys falling out of his gut.
Yeah, basically the entire left side of him just went through a blender.
Fantastic. Oh shit! I forgot I have this armless dude below me.
Yep. Yeah, you do.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, he's kind of armless at the moment, so he's trying to figure out what to do at that point.
Yeah.
Okay, so that was Steven. Bad guy's turn.
There's more down there? Fuck those guys. They can't see me though. Or at least they can't hit me.
Two. Okay. So, Alyson, I need you to roll a defense check 3 times. And Maugan, I need you
Jeez.
to roll a defense check 2 times.
Is that these dudes behind the desk down here?
You have the one that's that's behind you that Cecil's been sneaking up on, and then you have the
Okay.
one of the guys that was able to get up to the desk, not the one that's missing his arm, a different guy
Okay.
that's shooting at you.
Ass.
Well, I'm fine. I don't get hit at all, and Alyson gets fucked.
Yep.
Okay, so the first one misses
Luck
you,
one.
Alyson, and then the second one misses you, but the third one, when it impacts you, because you're dodging and your shield's just getting slammed by all of this stuff, it like catches you off balance a little bit, and you fall backwards and you fall prone. You like trip over a chair.
Ass.
So you go right there, and you're prone. As you're getting railed on by 3 different soldiers.
I'm trying to figure out where the third is. I can only see 2 that should be able to see me.
I'm about to kill the third, so no worries.
So,
Well, there's one on the bottom left of my screen.
Oh no, so one actually does hit you. Wait. You dodged one. You didn't dodge the other 2. Okay, so
Yeah, the first one's not.
first
how much
one
is it
hit
damage?
you. The last one hit you too. So that's probably what does it. Is the first one.
You don't actually take any damage though.
No.
Yeah, he doesn't take any damage whatsoever from all of that. It just the sheer amount of it is overwhelming him.
Yeah.
And knocking him down. And then this guy's gonna back the fuck up. Okay, and then Maugan, you did yours. You beat both of those. So even from a new opponent firing at you, you were able to quickly dodge. You kind of hit the deck real quick,
Yeah.
and the bullets go flying over you from 2 different directions, crisscrossing, and you're able to get out of the way. However, it is now Cecil's turn.
And there's apparently another guy on my screen.
There is.
That makes this awkward.
He just rounds a corner and you're hiding behind a body.
He can't see me yet.
Yeah, he
Okay.
can't see. He can't see him yet.
Well, I guess I'm going to move back up here. Am I still out of the first guy's line of sight up here?
Yeah, you're fine.
Okay, and if I drag the body 1 square to the right, like so, am I still good?
Yeah, you're still fine because he's fully facing a different direction. He can't see because that's kind of like in his like 7 o'clock, so he's kind of like not able to see you at that point.
Gotcha. Okay, well, then I guess that's what I'm gonna do, unless I can move more.
Not really. Not when you're dragging the body around.
Didn't think so. That's all I got.
Down below, you hear this kung 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 kung, which you can assume is Mekog with Alyson's big, heavy, stubber type weapon thing down below, mowing into people down below. And it's Foxy's turn, but Foxy ain't here. Nate, your turn.
Aight. What can I actually do?
You can stand up. That prevents you from moving your immediate 2, so you would not be able to do anything, or you could move a full distance and not. So basically, your stand up is free, but then you can't move. So if you want, you can move, but then you can't attack. It's basically the difference. Unless you have a pistol or something, because you don't have your machine gun with you.
Yeah, I noticed. Where's Mekog?
You are gone, but you can hear your gun firing a large amount of weaponry below you guys.
Okay.
Like, almost directly below you guys, in some way, shape, or form.
So
And
what's the
whose
max
turn is it?
movement I can do then?
Well, now you can move up to a short distance, which is approximately 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 squares, but you just can't attack.
How many was that? So
2.
1, 2. Okay.
And then there's a table there. If you want to get up on the table, that would be another. Well, if you did diagonal, it would be 3 to get up on the table to the left of him, which you could totally do. And that would give you an advantage on your melee attacks because you're coming from a higher ground.
Yeah, but I can't attack him. He's gonna move before I get the chance
True.
to attack again.
But, I mean, it's there.
So I'm gonna use me as a. He has to double move through me to reduce his distance.
Okay, doke. So you quickly bound up and you start bolting towards him, slip around him, but unfortunately you're not able to attack with any weaponry of any sort during this time because you're having to gather your wits after getting knocked down. Bad guy's turn. Uno, dos. Uno, dos. Uno, dos. Oops, dos. Uno, uno. Uno, dos. Okay, so let's see here. Alyson, 3 defensive rolls. Maugan, 3 defensive rolls. So each of you 3 defensive rolls.
Okay.
Good,
Okay.
not good. Not good, good.
I get hit
not
once.
good. Yes. So
And they do how much damage?
4 damage.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
I still block it all.
Yeah. And this is where I think I'm going to do a GM intrusion on Alyson. Because that shield is pissing me off. Alyson, the last guy... So you prevent all the damage, but the last guy, instead of it being a bullet, he throws a grenade.
Okay.
So that grenade deals 6 damage to you instead of the normal 4. And I will let you choose, do you want to lose your chainsword or lose your shield from the explosion?
Is it a permanent?
It gets flung away from you.
Oh, dude, there's a chainsword. Then
And
you're
I can't
invincible. You have
attack.
plenty of time. Yeah, but you're invincible while you get your sword back to attack.
You can punch things.
Yeah, or just smash it with your shield. Remember what I did to the Earl King's daughter?
Ooh. Ooh. I have a grand idea, but I don't know if Ursula let me do it. So I'm going to lose the chainsword.
Tell me, so that you don't do something, because I'm pretty benevolent.
So I'm thinking of doing the, what's it? The, from Left 4 Dead 2, the Charger,
Uh-huh.
and just pushing the guy that's literally right back out the window I came out of into.
Yeah, it would take you a couple turns to do, but yeah, you could totally do that.
No, I just want to do it in one turn, like a Charger.
It's too far of a distance.
No.
I'll tell you what, you could do it if you rolled really well on a might check. I think that's fair to say. That if you rolled really well on a might check and like you gave yourself like some assets and shit like that, you know, you spent some effort and whatnot, I totally could see you pushing them out the window. So
Okay.
the red box down here, I don't know if you can see it, Alyson, but that's where your chainsword went.
Yep, I can see it.
So you ended up taking 2 damage. Maugan, you took 4 from that one shot where you rolled a 0, or the beats of difficulty 0. Rolled a 2. Alrighty. Now the bad guys are done. Cecil,
My turn.
you got it.
I don't see any more people coming through the hallway.
Just that one that's moving up.
So he's gonna go. Huh.
Oh, Flowers, or Nate. Alyson, there we go. Third name,
Yep.
that's the charm. You get 1 XP, and you get to give 1 XP to one of the 2 guys with you. So, Cecil or Maugan.
I'll go with Cecil.
Okay.
Woohoo. Um, how close are they going to be to be able to see me hiding behind a body? Well, I guess this guy was like right here, and I was right here, so I guess that's...
The trick is that you're already stealthed. So,
Yeah.
like, it's more a question of, like, where is their attention? How close are you to them? And, like, are you moving is, like, the other thing. So, like, if you're holding still, it's a lot easier because they're not specifically seeing movement.
Alright, then I'm going to actually just hold my turn then, or hang out right here then.
Do you have a trigger that you'd like to declare? Like, if something happens, then you? Like,
If
because
the...
you kind of, like, I need to know if, like, you're going to be trying to do something.
I mostly just want to try to, like I was going to do to this guy, except I want to do to this guy. I want to ambush him.
Okay.
Uh,
So if he gets within range, i.e. there or somewhere near within 2 squares, you want to hop up and rip his goggles off.
yep.
Okay. That's good enough to know.
Or disarm him or something. I
Right.
haven't decided
Try
yet.
to fuck with him.
Yeah.
All right, Flowers or Nate or Alyson, one of those 3.
I wish I had
Figure it out,
grenades.
man.
Alyson.
I want to try to my Charger thing, and if I don't do that, I'm assuming I'm still going to do damage if I just ram him really hard with my shield.
Yeah, I'll let you do some damage. It'll be 2 damage, but it'll be some damage.
That's fine.
So hold on. You put your character where he was so I can see the distance that you'd be able to move him? Okay, so if you roll a good roll on this attack roll, you can push him out the window. I had to measure the distances.
Ah, okay. All right. Let's see.